I am Barak Richman. I am a professor of law and professor of business administration at Duke University. I teach antitrust and healthcare law. My research focuses on healthcare markets and the value that competition brings to healthcare markets and assorted policy instruments, in particular antitrust, but other policy instruments that can enhance healthcare competition. Wisconsin has a really unique healthcare market structure. There are two very significant features in the Wisconsin marketplace that really are unusual or just make it distinct from the rest of the United States. Number one is you have a very vibrant competition among insurers. You have a very deconcentrated, highly dynamic, highly competitive insurance marketplace. Consumers have lots of different choices. That's one very significant feature of the Wisconsin marketplace. And the other is that a lot of the insurers are integrated with providers. And that means consumers have an option of really choosing their providers when they choose their insurers. So we observe throughout different marketplaces, throughout different industries, that competition means lower prices and a higher quality, more consumer surplus, more efficiency, more innovation. And all of those apply to the healthcare markets also. When there are more insurers competing in a marketplace, we find that premiums go down. And we find that in competitive markets, insurers are more likely to be creative and to be innovative, thinking about how to navigate patients to appropriate providers, thinking about how to create networks with high-value providers, thinking about how to use data in creative and efficient ways, how to create coordinated care. I mean, there's a lot that insurers can do to create value on top of just managing risk. Competition doesn't happen by itself. Competitive markets don't happen by themselves. They are dependent upon policies, either to make markets competitive or to maintain their competitiveness. Can the state affect competition, or can the state's purchasing decisions affect the healthcare marketplace? The answer unquestionably is yes. Policymakers make healthcare policy. They have to be keenly aware of the market environment where they're making healthcare policy. You have a very vibrant insurance marketplace, something that other states would kill for. You have extraordinarily high quality care. And by all accounts, there is high quality care at affordable prices. We see high value care here as well. This is what other states are trying to do. Piece of advice number one, you got it good. And it's worth building off of. In fact, I think there's an enormous amount that other states can learn from Wisconsin on. And a request would be for Wisconsin policymakers to be in the business of exporting their policies. Whatever they're doing here, I would like to see it done in other places also. The second piece of advice is recognizing that what they do can really affect what happens here. And policy decisions can build off of what's right here, and policy decisions can also harm what's right here. I understand that the decision or the debate over self-funding is a very salient one, something that the legislature and policymakers are thinking about very seriously. And I have two basic thoughts on that. This should be a decision where the state recognizes that it is a state and not a company. It has a fiduciary obligation to all citizens. What it does matters statewide. And the other thing I'd say is that Wisconsin has it right, much more than other states, that the market structure here is something that other states envy, that the choice and quality and value that healthcare consumers and purchase of health insurance get here is the envy of most other states. And I would encourage policymakers in making this particular decision about self-funding to bear in mind that what they have here is, for the most part, much better than what we have in the other parts of the country, and they should bear that in mind. They should build off of it and not run away from it.